Nobody likes Vinicius Oliveira. Or at least that's what he thinks. And in today's video, we're going to be going down the rabbit hole all the way back to July of last year. And we're going to be finding out why Vinicius Oliveira has some sort of hate fetish and why that relates to Afghanistan and why that relates to Afghanistani MMA fans. Now, disclaimer, I just want to say, first and foremost, Vinicius Oliveira is one of my favourite fighters. I'm a big fan of this guy. This guy is pure entertainment. He fights a little bit weirdly, but overall, this guy is a fucking savage, and he's always put on absolute bangers of fights. But as I said, today we're going to be going down the rabbit hole of why this is happening, what's actually going on, what is wrong with Vinicius Oliveira, and why is he so focused and obsessed with the idea of people hating him. Now, if you don't know, Vinicius Oliveira will be main eventing for the first time in his UFC career this weekend when he faces Mario Batista at the newly branded UFC Meta Apex. And as I said, it's his first main event for the UFC, which is a relatively big deal. However, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of buzz behind this main event. Now, as you can see, this card is not actually that bad at all. We've got Mario Batista versus Vinicius Oliveira in the main event. We've got Amir Albazi versus Kyoji Horiguchi in the co-main event. We've also got Jelton Almeida making his return against Rizvan Kuniev. We've got Gene Matsumoto versus Farid Basharat. Now, pay attention to this guy because this guy is a big point in this video that I'm making today. We got Said Nurmagomedov on the card, who Vinicius Oliveira just beat before beating Kyler Phillips, and he's going to be facing Javid Basharat, the brother of Farid Basharat. Anyway, back to the video and back to what we were talking about before we went on a little tangent talking about the card that's coming up this weekend. Farid Basharat, as mentioned, as one of the fighters that's fighting this weekend, last year had some pretty intense beef with Vinicius Oliveira. Now, you could argue that it was pretty one-sided. Vinicius Oliveira really went for him. And it all stemmed from this call-out that Farid Basharat put out on Twitter saying, "Lockdog Vinicius, sign the contract, I'm waiting." Now, it seems like a fairly common style call-out, right? You call someone out on Twitter, you say, sign the contract, I'm waiting, blah, 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 blah. This is how we generate fights. Now, Vinicius Oliveira very clearly saw this tweet, and he was not happy. He was not happy, and he replied very quickly after. This was on July 20th at 7:43 p.m. Now, at 8:16 p.m, Vinicius Oliveira tweeted back saying, "Shut up, Farid Basharat." I'm going to kind of try and censor myself here because I don't really want to get arrested by the YouTube police, all right? So Vinicius Oliveira responded. He said, "Shut up, Farid Basharat official, you bitch. I'm going to sign my hand on your face and I'll be happy to beat you. It will be a pleasure to rip your soul out." Now, because he posted this, he got a visibility limited. This post may violate X's rules against hateful conduct because of probably the choice words that he decided to choose to use. Now, what did he do at this point? He decided, you know what? I'm going to send that again, and I'm going to send it in some form of code so he wouldn't get sniped in terms of what he said. So he basically just said the exact same thing. Shut up. You're a bitch, blah, 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 blah. And he reworded this all in such a way in order to try and circumnavigate the Twitter police. So he was really trying to get his point across. He was really trying to get his point across to Farid Basharat. Now, following that, he actually sent a follow-up tweet because Basharat didn't actually respond to this tweet. He sent a follow-up tweet saying, "Hey, Farid Basharat official, chicken, you can tell your asshole friends who keep texting me that I'm going to beat y'all up together." Now, I don't know how much you guys know about certain fan bases in MMA, but in certain regions of the world, and I'm going to try and pick my words carefully here, in certain regions of the world, certain fans have a certain way of shit-talking other fighters. And that's kind of the best that I can sort of wrap that up. I'm not going to point too many fingers, but as I said, certain fans, they'll go real deep on the shit talk. They'll threaten family members. They'll say this, they'll say that. So it seems like Vinicius Oliveira was getting this sort of treatment from this fan base. It seems that in the DMs, in the personal messages, all of that, he's been getting some interesting messages, which is why he's followed up and said, "Hey, Farid Basharat official, you can tell all of your friends who keep texting me that I'm going to beat y'all up together," right? And Farid Basharat responded. He responded saying, "Feeling the pressure already? You better get used to it. Don't give me any excuses when I finish you on fight night." This is brewing. This was brewing. And it's kind of mad that this fight never actually took place. It's really mad that this fight never actually came to fruition because this would have been a banger. And they're on the same card. They're on the same card at the moment, which is interesting. Very interesting. So Farid Basharat said that back. Feeling the pressure already. You better get used to it. Don't give me any excuses when I finish you on Fight Night. Now, this seemed like a sort of perfect build-up to a fight. And I was expecting... At the time, I remember when this was all taking place, because I am, once again, want to just say, a big Lock Dog fan. I feel like after this weekend, Vinicius Oliveira is going to be on the map a whole lot more than he already was. I'm not specifically predicting the outcome of this fight, but I think the hype going into his next fight is going to be so much more in comparison to what it is going into this fight week. And as I said, I was expecting Oliveira to respond to this, but he didn't. And there was quite a lot of time that went by. And we all thought it was said and done. We thought we were going to get this matchup at some point. I don't know, but all of a sudden, after the dust settled and the sort of drama started to die down. And before we move on, I do just want to say, when we look at the comments, Inshallah, Afghani flag. We're dropping gifts. Afghani flag. Farzad Afghan. So he's got the boys behind him. He's rallying the boys behind him. And you know how it goes. You know how it goes. I get behind the Brits. I get it. I get it. But then, as I said, after a while, the drama died down. And all of a sudden, Vinicius Oliveira thought, you know what? I'm going to drop a tweet again. We're going to tweet Farid Basharat. And he said, and this was in August. Bear in mind, the tweet before was in July. So a whole month after, Vinicius Oliveira tweeted out, he said, hey, Farid Basharat, you're afraid of me, you weakling. Sign the contract and don't be afraid. Out of nowhere. So it seems like Vinicius Oliveira was looking for a fight. He did say, and I did see a few tweets on Oliveira's Twitter last year, that he was talking about potentially moving up in weight so that he can get more fights. So the guys are not accepting him, or he just thought, you know what, I'm going after this guy, I'm getting the fight with this guy, whether he likes it or not. We're going to throw the whole kitchen sink at him on Twitter. And that seems like the game plan that he had last year. Now, it will develop into the hate fetish thing that I'm going to be speaking on. All right, so just hold tight, boys. Hold tight, because that is coming. Farid Basharat didn't respond to this tweet. It just seemed like he had other plans. But as a follow-up, one day later, Vinicius Oliveira posted again, hey Farid fans, I'm loving the way that you're hating me. So he's clearly been tweeting at Farid Basharat, not getting a response from Farid Basharat himself. However, getting a response from the fans, who, as I said, you can imagine what they were saying in the DMs. He follows up and says, hey Farid fans, I'm loving the way that you're hating me. Keep saying my name. Please let the world know who I am. I love your hatred for me. Now, this is where we start getting into the hate. The hate obsession, because it's a very reoccurrent thing that we're going to be seeing and that you're going to see in the course of this video. And it starts here. I love your hatred for me. If you look at the responses, we're just going to go through a couple of them, right? Scared boy, you didn't send us location and you didn't sign the contract for Farid. All you do is talk, you rat. Next up, we have got from Boars Drip Mayev. You are a critter Brazilian favela rat. All right. Next up, from Zeshan Arman, you've got signed contract donkey. So it seems like, I mean, I don't really know how Vinicius Oliveira is going to be responding to these specific replies or these DMs that he's probably getting. But from this point forward, the whole idea of hate, it's really prominent. Now, this was August 14th, 2024. And this was kind of the last thing that we heard between him and Farid Basharat. He just wasn't getting anything back. But this whole idea with the hatred obsession started to grow. And it started to grow and it started to grow and it started to grow. Because after a few months, he put out another tweet. I just want to say that I love all my fans and friends, regardless of whether you hate me or not. There's that word again. I love you. Thank you for being by my side, friends. So the energy's kind of shifted here. Now, if you've been looking at his tweets in between, there's a lot of, I'm going to smash this guy. You guys think I'm crazy, but I'm going to do this. No one understands where I'm coming from, but I'll prove them all wrong. There's a real sort of struggle mentality in the terms of, I have such a big thing to prove and I'm going to prove it. And I just want all of the hate, and the hate is what fuels me. And he's kind of made this a character arc for himself. And the people are not liking him. You're a bad person. That's a fact. This is the sort of shit what psychos say when they felt guilty. It's almost like he's rage baiting his fans and followers into negative responses, because it just continues from this point. This was November 14th, 2025. And I've just realized that at the start of the video, I said that this all happened last year when referring to 2024. I am not going back and recording this video again. So I put in a disclaimer in this part that if you say, oh, bro thinks that last year was 2025. I'm sorry. I've just realized, all right? It's only February. All right, I'm sorry. Do apologize. 2024, 2 years ago. 2025, 1 year ago. All right, we're caught up with the timeline. Let's move on. So this is the point where it starts to snowball in terms of him almost rage baiting his fans, right? Because the next tweet that he put out was a few days later. And it says, aye, thank you God for my haters. There's the buzzword again. They love me and make me stronger. And this is when he was absorbing this whole fucking character, this persona. And believe it or not, this was also a time where, before Oliveira got matched up with Gamrot on short notice, Vinicius Oliveira, he was sort of a front runner to fill in that fight after Oliveira was, of course, meant to be fighting for Zeev. But as I said, once again, we've got this thing. Thank God for my haters. And in the next tweet, once again, he goes back to the Afghanistanis. I got a new fan from Afghanistan, but I just checked the rankings and I haven't seen him there. He's talking about the Basharat brothers, and Farid actually responded, I'm not surprised you don't want to take the fight. Last time you signed the contract to fight me, you pulled out 8 weeks before the fight with an injury. So it's interesting. It is interesting, although officially that was never actually made official. They were never really signed to fight each other. Now, once again, after this point, we didn't hear anything between Basharat and Vinicius Oliveira, and instead, Vinicius Oliveira decided to tweet more, and the tweet that he sent after that, or the tweet in relation to this whole story that we're rolling out, you can start hating me in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, this is fucking weird because I think it's fairly obvious to say that at this point, this is an absolute rage bait. This guy is kind of liking the hate. Some may say he's kind of fetishizing it because the comments are leaning into it. 26 likes, Lamau. Nobody cares about you enough to even hate on you. You're a nobody, kid. You know what I mean? Nah, bro, I can't hate on you. I don't even know you. Why don't you pick up a phone call from Umar, coward? In a world where he's fighting Mario Batista, and bear in mind, when Mario Batista fought Jose Aldo, this motherfucker was on, people were putting bounties on this guy. And this is just so mad to me because he's such an entertaining fighter. He's such an entertaining fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters. I'm doubling down. I was here. I was in the Lock Dog Club first, dude. All I'm going to say is, yes, this is a weird tweet, but you might see this tweet again in a different format. He might have just fucking hit copy and hit paste. Later on, we're going to see. The next tweet in the hate-filled saga of Vinicius Oliveira. I can't wait to shut up all of the idiots who hate me right now. You'll come to me for advice and I'll make you kneel before me. I mean, once again, it's like, are people openly hating him, or are they only hating him once he puts out these kind of fucking tweets and these kind of posts? Because it seems like, if you look at his Instagram, there's not a lot of people hating in the comments. You get the fair few, because you do with every single fighter and every single athlete in the UFC. They get hate, right? They get a certain amount of hate. But on Twitter, it's just a fucking another level with this guy. He's like bringing it in. He's reeling it in. I'm all for the art of rage baiting, but this just doesn't make sense. So yeah, we've got another hate-orientated tweet. Moving on to the next tweet. I think Chael Sonnen has found another little friend. He hasn't been hating on me lately. And this is in reference to a very sort of unexpected beef between Chael Sonnen and Vinicius Oliveira. Chael Sonnen and Vinicius Oliveira previously had a bit of drama. But once again, we've got the word hate come up. And it's a reoccurring thing. Like I'm saying, I want to shine some light on this because I don't understand why he keeps going down this route. Moving on. The next tweet that he put out, and this was 2 days later. I just want to say, don't hate me too much. So now he's asking people not to hate him. Don't hate me too much. There is no character. This is me. I'm just spreading happier vibes for y'all with my crazy way. So now he's kind of getting a little bit contradictive. It's like he's gone from the Afghani fans who are clearly giving him a crazy amount of hate to rage baiting Chael Sonnen fans to then doing the opposite of turning heel. And he's now trying to follow the suit of the fucking hero saying, don't hate me, guys. I'm just trying to spread my love and my positivity. But as I said, once again, we've got that fucking buzzword. And this wasn't even that long ago. This was December of last year. This was 2 months ago. This guy's main eventing at the Meta Apex. But he's main eventing for the first time in his fucking UFC career, right? This guy should be getting buzz. This guy fights like a savage. This guy's got a highlight reel to fucking feed the masses. And he's going down the route of this. And I don't understand if other people are sort of on board with this, if people have been noticing this like I have, or what, because it just seems like a horrendous marketing approach. We're about to embark on cracking the top 10 in the bantamweight division. We move on to the next tweet. And we've got the same thing. He's posted sparring footage. Now, this might be in relation to Chael Sonnen, right? Because at the end of it, we've got the same copy-paste tweet. And it's like, what are you doing, Vinicius? You're a cool fighter. You fight well. You're a badass. You get finishes. You got a highlight reel. And as you can see, we've got the same copy-paste tweet that we saw before. You can start to hate me. 3, 2, 1, go. And if you watch the video that he posted, he's basically just kicking the shit out of a young fighter. Now, when you look at this sparring footage, you're meant to be going light. This kid just wants a break. Look at his poor fucking face. And he's getting cracked. And he's getting dropped. And it's almost like in posting this tweet and this video where he's beating the shit out of this young kid, look at his face. He's saying, now you can hate me, 3, 2, 1, go. He's back to enticing the hate. Come and hate me, boys. I want to hear what you have to say. Clearly, being the nice guy didn't work out. Being the hero didn't work out. So what are we going to do? We're going to rage bait the masses again. And these guys are jumping straight on it. That is a kid, bro. You bum. He is literally beating up a much less experienced and much younger fighter on camera, lol. I would love nothing more to watch a middleweight pound his melon in at the PI. Oh my god, another fighter. Lock Dog Vinicius, where are you at, punk? I want to come and spar you. I'll knock you out in less than 30 seconds, you ugly fuck. You piece of shit. You stopped yourself from soccer kicking him after you dropped him the first time. Oh, it's bad. It's like, Vinicius, what are you doing, brother? You're meant to be liked. You're meant to be, you have a sick fight style. All of this. You don't need to be doing this. And then, of course, he follows it up with the, I may have 0 fans, but the ones I have are real, and I love them all. Oh my god. This is such a weird video, but I just feel like I had to make it after watching all of this. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. And the contrasting comments. I really don't get it. I may have 0 fans, but the ones I have are real and I love them all. I love you too, Vinicius. But seriously, dude, if you don't have a fucking management team or a PR team or whatever it is, it's pretty mad. If you do have a PR team and a management team, you gotta fire him, because I don't know what the fuck they've been telling you, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, this is a bit of a fuckery of a video, I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the same page as you. But after going through his recent tweets, I just thought, oh, you know what? Vinicius Oliveira fight week. I'm super excited. I'm gassed. I like Vinicius Oliveira. Let's see what he has to say on Twitter. And I went, oh, fuck. And it just kept going. And then I found the Basharat tweets and so on and so forth. And god damn. What a wild ride. What a wild ride. And I feel like there's going to be a point in the future, because I haven't seen anyone cover this. And I feel like there's going to be a point in the future, if Vinicius Oliveira wins his fight against Mario Batista this weekend, if he wins this fight, he gets a bit more notoriety, he gets a bit more fame, people are going to unearth these tweets, and it's going to be a bit of a wild one on Twitter. But I just wanted to bring this to your guys' attentions. I don't know if you give a fuck about this or not. I found this absolutely hilarious. And I feel like he's probably going to continue in this manner, because no one's stopping him. No one's stopping him from tweeting all of this. He tweeted this January the 6th, 2026. I may have 0 fans. So he's doing the whole, it's almost sorrow baiting at this point. It started with rage baiting. Then it started with turning hero and asking for forgiveness and don't hate me, guys. Don't hate me. And now it's, I may have 0 fans, but the ones I have are real and I love them all. He's sorrow baiting. I still love Vinicius Oliveira. He's a fucking fun fighter. He's great. He's one of my favorites. But this is just too funny not to shine a light on. So we're going to wrap up the video here. We are going to wrap up the video here. Vinicius Oliveira, what a fucking guy. What a character. What a guy. What a guy. What an awesome guy. And I feel like this is only going to grow from this point. And this seems like a perfect way to wrap up the video. So if you have enjoyed this video, feel free to like, feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe, do all of that great stuff. Hit the bell. Hit the fucking bell, because that means you get notified whenever I post a video. So you can be in the loop with all of that great stuff. Thank you very, very much for watching the video. I hope you've had an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.